Alright guys, today it's a little bit time for physics, and what I will teach you in this video will also probably help you to improve your skateboarding. Just by the way, this channel is normally not planned to be any skateboarding channel. As you may already know from my very first videos, because of some reasons I cannot realize the regular planned format for this channel, also because of the stupid corona crisis at the moment. I cannot buy any filming equipment, but however I have to improvise a little bit, but even when it's not the regular format at the moment of this channel, it should be the regular genre, and the genre of this channel and the later format should be first the main genre entertainment, but entertainment can be anything. Second genre is science, and the third one is also a little bit a few elements of gaming I would like to mix in. And however, today, well, it's a little bit time for science and gaming as well. Yes, and it's perfectly matching with skateboarding. Unfortunately, I could not make it to upload this video some sooner because I was a little bit busy. Yes, this is the bad guy. I downloaded Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 recently, and ever since I got it on my notebook and play it via emulator, I'm really addicted, and I circa did not play this game for also 12 years, the same length how long I did not do any real-life skateboarding. I looked like a beginner in the first few hours. Meanwhile, I'm a pro gamer in this game again. And however, I will show you some interesting cutscenes while I'm talking to you in this video. Enjoy it. And just one thing, by the way, the factor of friction will not be considered in this video. That means skateboarding, of course, you have the friction of the air coming against you, but this is not enough to be significant, but at least the friction of your wheels touching the ground, and of course also the friction inside your wheels of the ball bearings should be considered. So you have a loss of energy when you come around the ramps. But in this video, and also the second part of this video, I will skip the factor of friction. First, for the simple reason, it's not too difficult to put this into the calculation, but I'm afraid the videos will become too long otherwise. And the second reason is, of course, I am clever. If I skip this, I can later fall back to the content of these two videos, this and the follow-up video, and make another video. Yes, I can make another video, and the third part of the series will be about to get the old calculation back from the first two videos, and to add the factor of friction to the calculations of the first two videos. And the first part today is about halfpipe skateboarding, and the most important thing about halfpipe skateboarding to improve your skateboarding skills is the air time. Yes, this is what we will talk about. Hey! My cat is really annoying. Well, let's get started to do our homework, and let's do the calculation right now. Alright guys, let's do the quick mathematics. Well, see over here. This is the halfpipe. This is Tony Hawk, or this is you, however. And you come all the way along down here. And let's say we would like to find out two things. The first thing is what velocity is required if you would like to reach a rising height of a total of 3 meters. The first thing you have to know is how much speed do you need at the top of the half pipe in order to rise up to 3 meters, and the second thing you need to know is how much velocity is required at the bottom of the half pipe in order to reach the required speed over here that you need to come up all the way here 3 meters of rising height. A regular half pipe has got a height of 4 meters approximately, and this is the transition in addition to the words. So circa 4 meters you have to come all the way up here, and you would like to reach a rising height of, let's say, 3 meters. All we need to know are these 3 formulas: the rising time of a vertical through, the maximum rising height of a vertical through, and the falling duration. The second thing we would like to know is the maximum air time you have. So how long you are in the air if you can manage to reach a rising height of 3 meters. So let's go for it. I already made the calculation, as you see, as follows. Y max is the maximum rising height, and now I got the square root of the rising height multiplied with the double of the gravitation constant, and when I put in my values, 3 meters and the double of the gravitation constant, the result is the square root of 58.86, what is equal a velocity of 7.67 meters. So in other words, when you come here and you reach the coping of the half pipe, you need to reach a rising height of 3 meters. And the second thing we need to know now is how much velocity you need at the bottom of the half pipe in order to have 7.67 meters per second at the coping of the half pipe. Well, before we continue with this issue, let's do something else. Here, the next paper is the rising time. So if you can reach a height of 3 meters, the question is how long it takes until you reach the maximum point of height. Because this, in addition to the falling duration, will be your complete air time. For the rising time, you take the height you reach divided by local factor, as you also call it. And as I calculated, this is 0.3 seconds. Falling duration, I already wrote down the incorrect formula, but the correct formula, as you see, is right here. The falling time is the double of the height divided by the local factor and the square root of the whole thing. And if we put in our values, the result is 0.78 seconds. Finally, we have to add the rising time and the falling duration together. As we said, this is 0.3 seconds plus 0.78 seconds. So in other words, if you reach a height of 3 meters after jumping off from the half pipe, your air time will be 1.08 seconds. So a little bit more than 1 second you have got in order to make a 900 or something else. There's another problem we have to solve. First thing is, we know our air time now. If we can jump off up to 3 meters high, our air time will be a little bit more than 1 second. But we already know the velocity we need to reach 3 meters, but we don't know the velocity we need to reach this velocity at the top of the half pipe. So how fast do we have to be at the bottom of the half pipe to reach this speed at the coping of the half pipe? And this is quite simple. let's have a look over here. You need to know the kinetic energy that you reach when you come down the half pipe, and when you reach the bottom here, you need to know your kinetic energy that you reach when you come all the way down here to the bottom, based on the principle of conservation of energy, is equal to the potential energy you got at the top over here. So in other words, we can do the calculation like this. I put the formula of the kinetic energy and the potential energy equal, as you see here. And finally, I need to know the velocity once again, so I divide by half of the mass and take the square root. And the velocity is the square root of mass multiplied with gravitation constant multiplied with the height divided by half the mass. Let's say Tony Hawk or you by yourself weighs 80 kilograms, just for an example. So I have to take the square root of 80 kilograms multiplied with 9.81 meters per second square and multiplied with the height of the half pipe of 4 meters divided by half the mass, what is equal 40 kilograms. What is finally the result of 8.86 meters per second. And last but not least, we have to make an addition of the first velocity and the second velocity. So to repeat it, the velocity you need at the coping of the half pipe to reach a height of 3 meters and the velocity you need at the bottom of the half pipe in order to have got this velocity required when you reach the coping here. And the addition of these two things is, as we said, 7.67 meters per second and 8.86 meters per second. So the final result is this over here. So you need 16.53 meters per second of velocity when you are located at the bottom of the half pipe in order to come all the way up here with maximum rising height of 3 meters, and your airtime will be a little bit more than 1 second. Well, that's all guys for the calculation if you don't consider the friction. And the friction, as I told you, we will talk about in the second part of this series.